Welcome to Southern Indiana. It's the 2022 PDGA Amateur Disc Golf World Championships. I'm Grant Zellner alongside Ananda, bringing you coverage of this PDGA major. Thanks, by the way, to all those who go into making these videos possible. It was hot, it was humid, and this FA1 division is out for a hot start.
I'm super excited to see how it goes. I've competed in FA1 myself, so this is going to be really awesome just to see where the level of play is now.
We've got a worldwide field here appropriate for these world championships. Kuniko, Yoshioka from Japan on our day one feature card, along with Carina Weidner out of Germany. They'll be joined by a local player in Brittney Rizen from right here in the Evansville, Indiana area. And finally, María, Eldey, Kristínardóttir. And I did the best I could, María. She pronounced her name for me, in person. I repeated it for her twice, and I still don't think my Oklahoma accent quite got it right. Nevertheless, here we are at hole number one at Hobstead Johnson, a par 3 at 303 feet. Tightly wooded, you got to be ready to go.
Yeah, this hole looks like it's going to demand some accuracy from these players.
Certainly not an easy venture into the woods here at Hobstead Johnson. And Kuniko first on the box.
Look at that tight gap right off the fairway.
Breaking out the flex forehand.
A little bit of a friendly roll there. Doesn't look too bad.
Next on the tee from Frankfurt, Germany, representing RPM Discs, Carina Weidner.
Carina now looking like a standstill may be in order.
That'll be a little bit challenging. We'll see how she gets out.
Third on the tee, representing Evansville, Indiana, and Skybreed Discs, Brittney Rizen.
Brittney should have a little bit of local knowledge.
Another standstill. Keeps it low.
And last on the tee, from Reykjavik, Iceland, representing the Innova Street Team, María, Eldey, Kristínardóttir.
Here's María. Looks like María gonna run up. So everybody already showing a difference in approach here on hole one.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that looks like one of the main obstacles out there in that fairway.
Yeah, bounced back a long way off that tree too. So going for this forehand roller, I like the creativity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Be a real challenge to save par from there. We've got
a little bit of an obstructed swing here.
Carina trying to stretch out. So now still away.
A little bit more of an open look from here, though. Goes with another forehand. Ooh.
Deflects off to the right there. So this first hole here at Hobstead Johnson showing some teeth. Here's Kuniko.
Yeah. Proving to be as challenging as it looks.
And you know from experience, how often the camera doesn't quite tell the three-dimensional story in terms of how narrow gaps are or the distance between, say, one tree to another.
Yeah.
Clearly the way these players are going to standstills and looking at different gaps, it proves how tight this hole is.
Looking back on that last shot there, I think you could see, you know, back towards the tee pad, how tight it really looked. A little patent pending. Looks like she's on the green there.
Yeah, Brittney making her way up the fairway. Just trying to advance, I think, everybody at this point. Just trying to advance up the fairway.
And it looks like a challenging green as well. You're not short of trees, even if you make it near the basket, it looks like. Nice. I'm sure she's happy with that one. I love to see the amount of forehand on the card. That's really, really cool.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Of note.
Great height.
Of note here on hole number 1, and it would no longer be a spoiler, not a single birdie carded.
Wow.
Here at the first. Matter of fact, the first played to an average more than a stroke above par.
Wow,
so
really?
Very challenging start for this FA1 division beginning their world championships. Kuniko off the front of the basket.
Just a quarter of an inch short.
So believe it or not, picking up strokes on the field with that bogey there for Christina or for María there.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the rest of the course plays out. If each hole is going to be close to this kind of technicality, this is going to be really interesting golf.
And you know, Carina carding a triple there, Kuniko carding a double, doesn't hurt as much as it could have. They probably don't know that though. So right now, everybody trying to keep things together and just move on.
Right, next hole.
So here we are at the next hole, a par 3 at 245 feet. A little bit more space off the tee than we had last time, for that matter. A little bit more space all the way down a fairway that would otherwise be considered pretty tight. This hole finishes sharply to the... Yeah, wraps around, finishing sharply there to the left.
And another very technical green as well.
Brittney with the box.
I was just thinking to myself, too, how it can be kind of challenging when such a sharp right to left angle can also come with a short distance, too. Sometimes it can be tough to get your disc to start cutting left.
Sure. This looks great out of the hand.
Very nice. Really attacking the green. Beautiful.
Fantastic shot there from María. Here's Kuniko. Illustrated your point perfectly there, Sai. Just couldn't get the disc to start turning fast enough. Carina, another standstill.
Oh, I liked that out of her hand, but just a touch too high. Not too bad of an approach from there, though.
Carina's whole pre-shot routine indicates that a standstill is a major part of her game.
I think for a lot of players that can be a foundation where you kind of start and then, build and incorporate steps from there.
Kuniko, unfortunately, off the tree first, but then a nice approach, stress-free from there under the basket. Now we're back to Brittney.
A couple of little trees in her way there, but not too much of a problem.
Oh,
gurgle.
Carina. Top of the basket twice.
That was a great opportunity. That's a tough one. First round, kind of jitters, I would imagine.
Meanwhile, our first birdie of the day here in our first round feature card from María.
That's a stellar comeback, yeah.
Everyone else cleaning up. Series of bogeys. So María picking up a couple of strokes on her card mates here at the second. Got another look at this very impressive tee shot.
Yep, she got the angle right out of her hand nicely.
Hole 3 is a par 3 at 283 feet, a little more straightforward than the last hole. You can see the basket from the tee box. You've got an opportunity to shape something from the left to the right, or I suppose playing something dead straight if you can is at least going to put you on circle's edge, though you may have some of those little wispy trees to deal with.
Really testing a variety of different shots and angles and skill sets just in the first 3 holes.
Oh.
Ooh.
Manages to keep the disc airborne all the way to the basket and skips a little long. That's a powerful forehand. 283 feet with a low ceiling.
Plays it a little bit tight there. I can see how that would be a mistake you make, just trying to get it as far right as possible.
Yep, Brittney, and then now Kuniko catches a little cabbage, but will have an open stance.
Maybe hoping for a little. Oh, that tree.
Sai, I feel like I'm working to catch up with these shots, and usually that's indicative. The edit is usually indicative of how fast the players play. So this foursome playing pretty quick.
Okay. Yeah, she had a nice
Carina
open
goes
approach
long.
shot there.
Yep, Carina long. So now Brittney.
Pretty tight on the right side of that fairway there. Ooh. We'll see what she has for the third shot.
Kuniko stress-free.
Kuniko displaying a lot of touch on some of those short range throws. All right, we're out in the open at least. A lot of obstruction there you could see in her stroke.
Now Brittney.
This looks like a tester for Brittney here. Ooh.
2 in a row from a similar distance. Brittney trying to dial in the height on those putts.
Yeah, making contact with the basket, so hopefully we can see her rein that in.
María, an obstructed look. Now quickly to Carina.
Solid hit. That was a good one for bogey.
Yeah, make no mistake here at this World Championships on some of these challenging courses, bogey saves feel much better than they might otherwise. So, and sometimes pars feel like birdies, as María just carded. Also, Kuniko, her first par or better of the day.
And sometimes it is nice just to get a par, just to feel like, okay, all right. You know, settling in a little bit, just kind of not taking anything, not losing anything. Really try to sit back into the round, maybe.
Already off to the fourth. A short 212-foot par 3.
Wow, short, but not without its teeth.
My goodness, we're quite literally playing up looks like a hiking path here with a significant break to the left and then suddenly down the hill to the right. So lots of shape going on here in a short amount of time.
Yeah, you said it. For the distance, that's a lot of technicality. I like the forehand play.
We'll have a look. It may be quite obstructed, but Maria will have a look. Quickly over to Kuniko now. Playing out of Japan, I don't know what the rules are now, Sai. I know at least at one time there were max weights that you could throw on your discs in Japan, just in general, which sort of required a lot of finesse to your game. That being reflected, I think, in Kuniko's game as Carina gets somewhat down the fairway.
Another backhand.
Nice little kick there out into the open. So we'll at least have an unobstructed stance.
Quote unquote unobstructed.
Right.
Oh, looks like she fought out to the edge of the fairway though.
Yeah, well done to do that much for Kuniko. And now over to Carina. Up and over the basket.
Mm-hmm.
It's Kuniko now with her third.
Visualizing her line.
Rides the downslope very, very nicely. Puts herself inside the circle for a bogey saving opportunity. Quickly now to Brittney.
Nice.
And that should be a stress-free par for Brittney. Maria up and over that ditch.
Yeah, that looked like a challenging shot. A little bit of a tester here for Kuniko.
Oh, softly in. Little fist pump there. Yeah. Now Carina.
Tricky stance here for Carina.
In
Nice.
for the par.
Excellent par putt from down there.
Oh, Brittney. Through the chains and onto the ground. Props to Brittney for keeping her emotions in check on that spit out. Maria saves the par. Brittney, an unfortunate bogey on a 212-foot hole that averaged precisely one stroke above par across the field.
That's quite challenging.
Plastic Addicts is proud to sponsor the coverage of the 2022 PDGA Amateur World Championships. Use code 22AMWorlds to get 10% off store-wide from now until the end of July. Orders over $70 shipped free. Thanks for choosing Plastic Addicts.
Here we are at the fifth, a par 3 at 220 feet. A little bit of topography here going downhill.
Weaving down through. It looks like it's getting pretty narrow near the basket here.
Sharp right-hand finish over a drainage area,
Oh, wow.
and then back uphill. Again, quite a lot happening in just 220 feet of distance. We'll see how that challenges the players to try to shape a shot, starting with Maria.
Choosing a forehand here to try and cut that corner.
Goes a little high, ends up down there in the low area, but will be able to see the basket, and maybe that's all you're going for here.
Yeah, bit off a good amount of distance. Another forehand looks very similar.
Very similar result. Well done by Carina. Here's Kuniko.
3 out of 4 forehands so far. Kuniko flexing it just a little bit more. Looks like she gets some great distance.
Really
Still
fast disc. Really fast disc there. Going for maybe a skip.
And finally a backhand.
Standstill backhand. Gets to the corner.
Yep. Oh, a little bit more in the woods than I anticipated, but looks like she makes it out just fine. Little backboard shot with that tree there.
I like that. It's Carina well below the basket.
Yeah, that was a challenging uphill putt there, but a nice easy par.
Can appreciate the topography here. Maria, a little, not quite a jump putt, more of a hop putt there.
Oh, man. She brought her reach back nice and low to try to get it as high as possible, but that basket looks like it's a little bit higher than it seems on video here.
No doubt about it, as Carina cards the par, as does Maria. Brittney and now Kuniko. We have a par frame, which here at this challenging track is saying something. The sixth, just 177 feet long, an uphill par 3.
Continuing with our nice technical theme we've got going here.
Yeah, boy. No relief in sight, at least not so far through much of the front 9 here at Hobstead Johnson.
Hard to say, but it looks like that tree that we just passed there looks awfully formidable, even if you make it through the initial gap here. Beautiful.
Good, soft turnover forehand there from Maria. Puts herself inside circle 1. And we see Carina working on that standstill, something she's very comfortable with.
Airing it out a little bit. Looks like she may have gotten snagged there. Hard to tell.
Yeah, off to the right for sure. Here's Kuniko. That same disc she teed off on the last, trying to flex it over. Catches a tree, but fortunate to land in the middle.
Yep. Another backhand standstill. Looks like she hits that line beautifully. Not too surprising going deep of the basket here at just 177 feet. Kuniko with a beautiful approach. Oop, just a shot. Oh, that tree's going to be right in the way there.
Gonna have to straddle out a little bit. One way or another. Here's Carina. That looked great out of the hand. Well judged.
Yeah, I mean, if you see where she's at, that was a really great release there.
Brittney, for the third time off the front of the cage.
Yeah, it's tricky. Tricky when you've got something immediately behind you there.
Yep.
Ooh. She wrapped it around that tree perfectly, just a tiny bit high. Beautiful.
María, unobstructed, able to put that in. The only player on the card to card a birdie now has 2 of them through 6 in this opening round.
To bring her under par. Very nice start.
Carina has stopped the bleeding from those first trio of holes. She's gone 3 pars in a row now and has really steadied herself. And we're at the 7th. Par 3, another shorty. Sub 200 feet, just 185 downhill over a low-lying area and then back steeply uphill to the basket.
Yep, playing with some elevation. Looks like we're on a little bit of a rock or tree stump here, so that should be challenging for any kind of putts.
Keeping up this technical theme, which I find more and more interesting the deeper we get into this round, knowing how open and lengthy some of the other courses here at this World Championships are. So really testing the game, and María up to the challenge. That's perfect.
That was well executed. Look at the line we're looking at here.
Oh, Carina, 1 tree to miss. At least she's out in the open. Here's Brittney.
I liked the release. Wow.
Oh, what a shot there.
Beautiful.
Very nicely done to about 15 feet long. And now Kuniko. Flexing that same disc now for the 3rd at least tee shot in a row. It's an unfortunate kick. Quickly to Carina up there, about pin high, but we'll have a challenging putt to save par.
Mm-hmm.
Kuniko with that.
Very nice.
Putter that she likes to throw in a forehand style up to the base of the basket. Back to Carina now.
Ooh. She had a lot of determination on that putt. Nice and straight release.
Yeah, I like the speed for sure. Brittney in for the elusive birdie.
Starting to pick up some momentum here. Starting to get running a little bit. Very nice.
María goes back to back. 2 birdies in a row. Carina in, saving a bogey. Kuniko quickly with a par save.
That was a good par save from where her drive landed. That was nice.
Indeed.
Great forehand approach. One player under par here.
Indeed. I was about to say María beginning to gap her card mates just a little bit. We are on to the 8th. Kind of an odd start to the 8th here, 262-foot par 3. You've got to negotiate around the edge of that building before venturing pretty sharply downhill and into the shadows.
Yeah.
Eventually, we'll work our way partially back up the hill on the other side to this sort of basket, sort of midway, I guess you'd say, up the hill. So once again, a lot happening in a short distance.
What a challenging tee shot. I mean, kind of as we've seen before, we're playing with so much technicality here.
Maria off there to her right, our left, looking back from the basket.
Another great release from Brittney.
Yeah, that downhill sort of pulling the disc off to the left for Brittney.
Yeah.
Now, Kuniko.
Flexing that same disc again.
That same disc. That's at least 4 in a row now.
Beautiful shot. Excellent sidearm.
Carina with the gem of the card there.
I mean, as I said before, so much technicality, not only, horizontally with widths and kind of hitting the gaps between these trees, but that elevation really plays a big factor, it looks like. Brittney up there for par.
Does a great job just to get up to a stress-free distance for that par putt.
Ooh.
Maria from distance tickling the chains.
Yeah, that was excellent. I love just, just fighting for it, even with the obstructions. That's so awesome to see.
First birdie of the day for Carina.
Yeah, as we approach the middle of the round now, it seems like these players are getting a little bit more comfortable, maybe kind of, loosening up a little bit and getting into their game, it seems like.
One more look at Kuniko off the tee with that flex forehand. Thanks to Ace Run Pro for producing this coverage of the 2022 PDGA Amateur Disc Golf World Championships. They, like so many others, have a Patreon. Support those who support disc golf. Hole number 9, a par 3 at 318 feet. By comparison, this is a long hole, Si.
Yeah, long hole, but still just as technical as those shorter ones that we've seen so far. Playing with elevation as well. It seems like these holes are just getting tougher and tougher and tougher as we move through.
So interesting, though. At 318 feet, the longest hole thus far here in round 1.
Ooh, a little bit of frustration. Looks like a bit of a misrelease for her there.
Yeah, Carina off to the right. Got some out of bounds, it looks like, early to have to negotiate here. Maria able to at least advance a good portion down the fairway.
Yeah. Oh, I wonder if that path is playing out of bounds there. Ooh, that was quite the kick, but
it had enough time to get back to the left, and it looks like we're down under the bridge.
Yeah, that was a fortunate result for that kick.
And we are now up to 5 tee shots in a row for Kuniko and that bright red disc. A high-speed disc that she likes to flex and then try to let it finish back to the right.
Narrows down the selection, narrows down the thinking. You just grab your disc and go.
Yes, and in your experience, when you're playing a course that's like this one, where the challenge is sort of so straightforward, do you find yourself just sort of going to a comfortable disc time after time after time?
Typically, I feel like in courses like this, I would narrow it down to, probably 2, discs for, my tee shots.
Mm-hmm. And just sort of take what they give you.
Yeah, and just, try and focus on something is going to have a consistent flight pattern. That way you can kind of predict how it's going to fly through these technical fairways. There's already a lot of thinking going on as you're contemplating trajectory and angle and everything. So reducing those factors in your discs is a really good way to at least control some of the outcome.
Maria makes it up onto the plateau here. Probably the most open circle area we've seen in quite some time here in this opening round. Kuniko also playing up to the flat.
Yeah, I mean, that as you could kind of see, the basket was basically, above her head height from where she was throwing there.
Everybody just kind of up to tap-in distance here.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Oh, Carina, an excellent bid from, looked like a step or two, perhaps outside circle one.
Yeah, very nice. And a good run to at least work from, even if it doesn't go in. That was nice and high and right. And I think I would be happy with how that, hard to say, but I think I'd be happy with how that missed.
Kuniko in for bogey, Maria in for par, Brittney for bogey, and unfortunately, Carina finishes the way she started this opening 9 with a triple.
Mm-hmm.
But Carina has shown the ability to get those strokes back, so we will see how things go when we move over to the back 9 of this opening round for the FA1 division at the 2022 PDGA Amateur Disc Golf World Championships. Cy and I will be back from Southern Indiana with that coverage of the back 9, so make sure you stay tuned to the PDGA here on YouTube for continuing coverage.